It's a rainy day today, so I'm not sitting on the grass outside, but look at the bunny. So cute. Uh-oh, did you hear me say cute? So, I just accidentally deleted a video that I recorded in the folder that it was in for chronicling what's been going on. So I'm just going to say it again and try and have the exact same amount of shock that I had when my mother told me. She got a call back from the auto shop and the truck is going to cost $6,000 to fix because of the transmission. So I haven't been able to drive it, and luckily my mom claims that her husband's other car works, so I'm supposed to be picking up my sister from work tonight, and I scheduled myself for DoorDash. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. But only to make enough money to purchase the membership for the wolfing program. So once I make that amount, I'm going to stop. My Capricorn rising promises the Scouts honor that I will stop after that. But that was something that I talked about in a video that got deleted. So the truck was definitely not going to make it to the interview. I didn't make it to either job because I didn't have the car. She's saying that this other car can work, so we're going to see. It usually has something going on with it, so I'm just hoping all goes well. I'm about to go on a dash right now and then pick up my sister from work. To service the engine soon. And something about the lights having an issue, or the tire. That's a tire symbol. Oh my gosh. You see what I mean? I can't even simply drive a vehicle. I'm gonna go look at the tire and see what's going on. The tire looks good enough. We're gonna try it. Y'all, the tags are expired on this car as well. I'm just always riding dirty. Just dropped off my first order, and this is what I see. What I see. Oh, you can't see it because I'm trying to drive. Stitch. I'm in Chick-fil-A. I'm in Chick-fil-A. I don't eat Chick-fil-A, but I'm in Chick-fil-A. Oh my God, there's another Stitch shirt in line. I wish I could record it, but I'd be a stalker. Look at the license plate. I just finished my DoorDash because by the time I accept another one, I'll be late picking up my sister. The car did okay. I took it easy, and I made just enough that I think I'm gonna have enough to sign up for the wolfing. So everything worked out. So yay! I'll catch up with you once I sign up on the website. You can't tell, but this is a frog. Just a little update. You probably won't be able to see me too well because I'm backyard at night with the plants and the little solar lights. I told my mother that I was not taking the job at Planet Fitness or at the other place I applied to, which obviously led to some resistance and some confusion and misunderstanding. I don't know if you've had a life like mine, but I was raised to do as I was told and be obedient to my parents' wishes. And when you become an adult, you really have to find a new way to communicate with your parent in a way that acknowledges that you, yes, are their child, but you're also an adult now. So it's also a learning experience for her. So I felt my solar plexus come alive because I had to, if I didn't stand up for myself, she would have convinced me to contact them and continue to work there, which is basically what her initial response was. Well, you can just call them, and like, no, I can figure out a way to get you there. And I was trying to explain to her that everything that happened last week to me was a sign that I wasn't meant to do it. And my mother gets very triggered when I talk about receiving signs. I think maybe because she thinks it's woo-woo-y when it really could be God talking, but I've had to learn that we're not always going to agree on everything, and to agree to disagree was basically what we did. And I basically told her some of the plans that me and my husband are coming up with, and it's interesting to be an adult and be like, no, this is the decision I'm making. And if you don't stand up for yourself and say no, you will basically revert back to that role of child and just kind of do what your parents say, because that's all you know and are comfortable with. But I'm really pushing myself to get out of that and to do something different, do something I'm feeling called to do, and be okay with not having the full understanding of my parent, because my dad's not around, so she's the only one. The two people who created me, one of them isn't around, and the other one wants different things, or maybe wants me to do it a different way, or the way everyone does it, but that's not me. So it's a learning process for her as well, but I just wanted to document this because it just happened, and maybe like an hour ago, so I've had some time to let some of the sadness go. But it is kind of frustrating to not just be able to have your parent be like, you know what, if you believe in it and this feels what like you want to do, then I support you. Sometimes that's all you need to hear. Sometimes that's hard for a parent to tell you, especially if their parent never told them that. So I'm telling me that, and I support me, and I believe in me, and I believe in the signs that I've been receiving from Spirit. So we'll just continue to unfold this story as it lays itself out. And me recording this is as much to show other people that they can do it as much as it's to show myself that I can do it. So I'm holding myself accountable, basically. So yeah, I'll be back on here in the next moments that I feel called to share. So I have another update to give, and it's not necessarily one that I'm surprised by, but it was definitely one that I was disappointed by. Like I followed you into the journey with me last night, talking to my mom about what I wanted to do. I had this feeling last night before bed that there was going to be some form of like pushback from that. And I know many of you probably haven't followed me here from when I first started my journey on YouTube. But when I first started sharing on YouTube, I had felt a call to go to Denver. And during that time, my mother was very supportive because I was going to go live with my grandfather, and I was going to go get a job and do things that she approved of. And then when I was living at my grandfather's house, make a long story short, I wasn't welcome there. They treated me differently because of what I believed in, thought I was a witch and a scammer and all this stuff. And basically told me I needed to get a certain type of job with certain type of benefits. Otherwise, how would they be able to take care of me if I got in a horrible car accident and I couldn't take care of myself? It was all these crazy things that were really leading me to know that it was time to go. And it was my first time living on my own by myself, and I ran away. Did not tell my grandfather I was leaving. And I went to go buy a van, which did not happen, but then I wound up in Sedona. You can check out the whole playlist. It's on my YouTube channel. It's called That Time I Thrived Living Out of My Car, because it was the first time that I had ever felt free to do something for me and not feel bad about it and feel retaliated against for it. And that's essentially like kind of what happened this morning. My mom basically was saying she didn't hear half of what I said last night because she was sleepy, even though based on the way she was responding to me, I don't necessarily believe that. So she said, hey, I need to know the plans that you have for the next couple months. When are you doing this? When are you doing that? Basically asking for answers that I don't necessarily have as things are still unfolding. But she did say that she expected me, if I was still here next month, to start paying on a bill. And I had already wrote into my budget once I started getting a job somewhere that I was going to pay her $100 a month, but she didn't know that. I guess maybe she was just assuming I wasn't going to try and give back, but I had already written that. But she's like, I need you to pay a bill. And it was highlighting to me a lot of like what my mom thinks about me and how she sees me. And I've already kind of known this for a long time, that there's a large part of me that she won't ever really get to know because of what she believes and whatnot. That does suck because I don't have a big family. But her saying that was like something I felt important to share, because when you do make decisions like this, when you start making choices for yourself based on what you're called to do by Spirit, by God, the matrix will turn on and agents will be sent for you, and they will come in the bodies of your friends and your family. The agents will activate within friends and family members to try and keep you from doing what it is that you want to do, and from shining your light, and from choosing yourself. And you have to be stronger and more conscious and grounded in those moments, or you can get overwhelmed. And that's what has happened to me in the past. I was starting to do things that were really healthy and good for me when I was working at the crystal shop in Denver, and the agents activated within my grandpa and his wife. I left and lived in my car. I went to Florida eventually. I had like literally just started offering Reiki as a service, and I was excited because 2 people signed up, and I was staying at my friend's house at the time, and I like made a post and was like, thank you so much to those who signed up for this Reiki session. Her mentality immediately was, oh, she has hundreds of people signing up, she's probably making so much money. And literally right after I made that post, my friend sent her wife downstairs to give me a piece of paper telling me the bills that she expected me to start paying if I was going to stay there. And this is it happening again, where I'm stating that, hey, I'm about to do something that's like really, I like feel like Cinderella sometimes, like, oh, I'm about to go to the ball, oh wait, but you need to do all these chores first. It literally like continuously happens, and it's just more of an echo to me that I know I need to live on my own. I know I need to be able to support myself, because those around me don't usually like to see me do things that they don't think they can do. And I know that frustration comes from my mom thinking that she can't do in her life what she wants to. And she told me that giving me the bill to pay was not an act of retaliation. And I feel like sometimes when someone tells you that what they're doing is not that, it just makes it feel like it is more. And just so many things I've unwoven today, but I was already in the process of like starting to get all of my wire wrapped crystals together to post onto my Etsy store to sell them so I could make some money. And then like everything hit different after she told me that, and now I'm like looking at all the stuff I wanted to sell, and I'm like, well, I wanted to sell it because I wanted to downsize before moving. Luckily it didn't crack. And so I had all these little crystals and shells and things that I had found on the road that I wrapped. And I just thought they were so pretty. I found some really cool sea glass. I was like amazed that I was able to wrap this. So I am going to post these onto my Etsy store to downsize, to make some money, and to offer something creatively. But I just needed to update on what I expected was going to be the pushback. So be aware when you're making choices that are for you, that you know are for you, that are really good for you. You'll kind of know because you'll get some signs in your external environment that are going to try and make you not do it or push you against it and give you some pushback. I'm also having my Saturn return in the 2nd house, so it could also be that. But it just sucks that like I'll just never really get to be all of who I am around my mother. I don't have my father in my life, and yeah, I mean, I have my grandma and my aunt. I don't really see them. That's it. We don't have a big family, so yeah. Anyhow, I just let it out. I cried a little bit, but I really focused on just grounding and listening, and I didn't say one word the whole time she talked, and I just let her talk. So I'll continue to update. I think I may have found a new spot to try and maybe make videos with the little planty in the living room. I might try and do something over here because I've been struggling to make aesthetically pleasing videos in my room. But this is just a quick update. My partner, my husband, is supposed to be telling me whether or not we can sign up for the website today to find out when the first availability is for the farm that I'm looking to work at, and then based on that we can make the rest of our calendar. Also, I applied the other day because I told you guys what was going on with my mother. I applied for an overnight position at a grocery store, and they emailed me the same day to schedule an interview. So tomorrow is the next Wednesday since the last time I saw my husband. We're going to hang out again and recollaborate our energies, and then my interview is on Thursday, Jupiter Day. So I thought it was just the perfect timing to schedule it for that day. So after having done the farm information, reconnecting with him, then I'll know how I really feel about doing the overnight position, because I'll know if I was really going to be going to the farm as quickly as I thought, or if I needed to actually take some more time. And honestly, like, yes, I still need some more time because I still need to probably save some dollars. But it feels good to really have stood up for myself and to not have taken the first thing just because it was the first thing, and work with my design, experiment with my design in honoring my intuition, honoring my spleen, and saying that didn't feel right, no matter what someone else tries to tell me to do. So that's just my quick little update, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. So my husband is not signing up for woofing it because he renewed his Linktree, which was $90. But if you want to check out his Linktree, check the description box. He can support his ongoing fancy Linktree. So I just signed up for Woof myself, and they have availability starting next month, starting halfway through June. So now I'm sitting with, do I go ahead and hop on that and just go? Or do I choose a later date once? See, this is the Saturn and Pisces, my Saturn return being like, what's the responsible thing to do? The responsible thing to do would be to work this job that I'm about to interview for, work there enough to pay off everything I wanted to and save up, and then ask to go to this location starting at the end of summer. So I'm gonna sit with that. I'm gonna talk to my husband about it tomorrow, but they're open next month, and they're open for June, July, August. So yeah, just needed to share that. That's what's happening now.